something new, something interesting. Thank you once again for attending this seminar.
So hello everyone from my side. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. If I speak for everybody, not sure.
Okay, great. Then it's good.
We can also hear.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Hello to everyone. So yeah, that's nice. If you can be muted during the session, that would be nice. But please, if you have any question, please unmute yourself, and I will. Let's try to keep this interactive. So my name is Aleksandar Vulović. As you can see, I'm a system engineer for the Balkan region, and I'm standing here. Maybe this place is a little bit in dark, but the reason is we have here presentation as well. So if I turn on the lights, the presentation on the projector doesn't look so good. So sorry about this, but I hope that still you can see me. So. So maybe before we start, just to make a quick, just to agree on how we are going to do it. Are we going to have any break, or we can go? I think maybe 1.5 hours or maybe 2 hours. So
I think it is better not to make breaks, because we have people that are remote attending seminars.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree. So if everyone is okay with that, we will do it this without break. So I think something between 1.5 hours or maybe 2 hours, depending on how this is going to be interactive. So if that is fine with you, let's. I think that
just at the beginning, did you start recording?
Yeah. So recording is started. So in case someone is not able to attend now, we will have this option to have a recording after this session. So recording is started. So just to introduce myself. So I'm a collaboration SE for the Balkan region. So it means I'm covering technologies like IP telephony, telepresence, video conferencing, the collaboration tools. So that's why I'm here to try to maybe explain what are the collaboration tools that can be used in education. Because I'm from Cisco, we will speak about some Cisco solutions which can help in education. So I hope that this is fine with you. And let's start first with what do we see? How does the education looks like today? And what are actually some of the issues we see today? So as you know, we can say that the whole world has gone mobile. So the students are gone mobile as well. So what are the options to use those mobile devices when you're on a university, on faculty, when you're doing some research? How do we enable these mobile words to faculty, to university? This is one thing that we see nowadays, and because the technology is allowing us to have participants no matter where they are. So it means that we have new things happening at the universities where you don't need only to have students at the facilities. You can have students attending studies remotely from another town or maybe another country, or you may have a teacher delivering some sessions, some teaching from another country. So how do we enable this? What are the technologies and solutions needed to enable such cases? And of course, when it comes to faculties, to higher education, to universities, they're always trying to be in line with what is happening, meaning that the faculties, they want to attract as much students as possible. They want to lower the cost. They want to, for example, in United States, there is a list of universities by how affordable they are, and so that like there is a list of what is the tuition that you need to pay minus some potential financial aids you are getting. So the universities are also trying to do their best to be high on this list, right? So that they are seen as a good university for students to attend. So the universities are also looking for a solution to increase the administrative and the management efficiency to have a... Yeah, we can mute. Yeah. So, okay. No, please, you need to mute yourself. sorry about this. Sorry, we had one connection locally from the room, so that was creating an echo. So, and the academic institutions must transform. This is also what we see from the analysts, that universities are like looking to have like qualified faculty staff, to have smart and digital campus initiatives, and they're looking to improve the business processes in university. So, what are the challenges that we see? So, we need a better collaboration between a student and faculty staff, or even between students, so that we enable this option for them to communicate between the students themselves, because there are many good information that can be exchanged even between the students. And we are also looking for some solutions where, of course, we need to enable attending from remote locations. We need to have a solution which would enable maybe some research institutions from different towns to communicate between themselves, or we need to enable, if this is maybe a medical university, we need to enable students to see what's going on in the hospital, to maybe to be live on some, let's say, surgery. So many cases are there. We can see it from these slides, some of the examples where use cases could be not only delivering remote sessions, remote presentations, but maybe integration with existing learning management systems. We will talk in details about this. The solution could be, I'm not sure if you know what is flipped learning. Flipped learning is like when you don't come in front of the students with materials to present this material, to teach them the material. You give this material to students in advance, and then you discuss this material on the class. So in order to be able to do that, so you need to have some platform how you're going to share this material in advance with the students. Or if you have a class, so how do you enable communication after the class? So how do you enable students to ask questions to teacher, or maybe teacher to send some information to students, or to have interactive communication between students? So this is all what we see, and there are many examples, or how the students can see when he can schedule a meeting with a teacher without having a need to be on some facility to have a physical meeting, but we can have this like virtual meeting over the internet. So this is all the many cases that we see where there is some need for some kind of collaboration tools which can enable this stuff. So this was just a short introduction, and I will now, this is the agenda for today, where I will speak about Cisco WebEx meetings and WebEx Teams services from the cloud. Then we will talk about some what are these services can provide, and then we will talk about WebEx board. We will do some demos with telepresence solution. We'll talk about integration with learning management systems, and at the end I will speak about some use cases. And Mladen also asked me that for each participant, whoever is interested, we will provide a possibility to create a WebEx trial for a number of months, so that you can try all of these services and maybe start using it if you don't use it right now. So I will talk about these services which are part of the Cisco Collaboration portfolio. Cisco Collaboration portfolio involves calling services, which means IP telephony. It means customer care, which is a contact center technology. But I will not speak about that, of course. We will focus today only on meetings and team collaboration and how this can be used in education. So we will first start with Cisco WebEx meetings. I hope everybody heard about Cisco WebEx. It's most popular voice, web, and video conferencing service in the world today. So what Cisco WebEx conferencing is providing is a possibility to organize a voice, web, and video conference in the cloud with remote participants using PCs or telepresence devices. So, and this is actually what we are doing right now. So I guess most of you are now connected using PCs, but here in Belgrade we have a few telepresence devices as well. And of course you can use mobile devices, smartphones or tablets. And there is a Cisco WebEx audio network, so that even it is possible to join WebEx session only with audio, which means that you can dial a specific public telephone numbers and then enter WebEx meeting number to join a specific meeting. So this is also possible, or maybe a WebEx can call your mobile phone number or your home number or your working number at the university, whatever. So this is also possible. And then when you are in a WebEx meeting, then you have the option to share your screen, which is what I'm doing right now, or you have an option to share the application, do the whiteboarding, have chat with specific participants in the WebEx meeting, etc. So from here we can see, So here we can see what are the options for devices to join the WebEx meetings. So as you can see, we can have tablets, mobile phones, we can have PCs, or we can have telepresence devices. And if we have a big telepresence devices with like 2 screens, then we could have a video coming from coming on one screen and shared content on another screen, which is useful if you have these lectures from remote locations, so that on one screen you can see the person who is presenting, and on the second screen you can see the material that is shared. And today we can have those WebEx sessions can be organized with 1,000 participants. Out of this 1,000, we can have 100 telepresence devices. So, and I forgot to mention, of course, that you can use third-party tools like Skype for Business as well. It is also possible to integrate using this application. Or if you're using just a PC, then from your web browser you can join the meeting. So there is no need to have any specific application, because WebEx can be accessed through web browser. And so this is how maybe I can show you now some example how my WebEx page looks like. Before I go there, just to let you know that each user of WebEx can actually can have its own personal meeting room. So it means if you have email, if this is your email name at university.edu, your WebEx personal meeting room link would be university.webex.com/meet/name. So you just if you want to invite someone to attend, if you want to organize a meeting, you just give this a link, and this is what we did today for this meeting. And if someone is calling you over a telepresence device, then you just need to provide a SIP URI address. So this is similar like an email, where if someone is using a telepresence device, he just needs to dial this address. So it's very simple. And so the question is, so does this mean that everyone can use my personal meeting room? Everyone can join themselves in the cloud? No. So the meeting starts when you, as a host, join the meeting. So either you use this WebEx link and you need to log in to start the meeting, or if you're a host and if you're using a telepresence device, when you dial a WebEx meeting, you need to enter a host PIN. So this is how we recognize that the host of this personal meeting room is there, and we can start the meeting. So otherwise, if the host is not in the meeting, the participant who joined this meeting will be in the waiting room and will not see each other. So maybe just I will show you, like if I use my PC. This is how the starting page looks from the WebEx site. This is where you, as you can see, can start the meeting. I cannot start it now because it's already started, but you can see the recent meetings you had, or you can schedule a meeting. So you have this option not to use your personal meeting room, but you can schedule a specific meeting, and then a specific web link and SIP URL will be generated. So this is another option. And then here you have the preferences. Here you define your details. Here you define your host PIN and audio and video sessions, etc. And here is you define your scheduling preferences. So as you can see, it's very simple. It's very simple to use. Okay. So once we start the meeting, this is like from the last year there was a refresh in how the WebEx looks like, and this is the new layout, the new look of the WebEx meetings, and we will just go through some of the slides to show how the meeting looks like. But basically, you can experience yourself this right now, because you are now actually in this kind of a meeting. So you have a main participant. The active speaker is on the screen, of course, and then you have those options below to, as you can see, mute yourself, or start or stop the video, or share your screen, or simply start the recording. So it's just one button to start the recording, and that's it. And then if you go further, upper right corner, you have these options to see the participant links where you can mute someone, you can maybe move someone away from the meeting. and you can organize the polling, chat with specific participants. And of course, you can, on your PC, you can have this option to set how do you want to see the remote participants. So you can have this equal view where you can have 6 participants on a picture, or you can go for a 5 by 5, which means that you can have up to 25 participants and to see their video on one screen. And then there is also an option if the remote party is sharing some content, then you, as someone who is receiving this content, you have an option to choose how do you want to see the content and the video. And this is true not only from the PC, but you have these options even if you're using the telepresence devices to choose how you want to see the content and how do you want to see the video. And of course, if you are using mobile devices, in that case, to have 25 videos, to have 25 participants on a small screen, it doesn't make sense. So for mobile devices, we're not doing that. For mobile devices, the maximum is to have 4 participants in one time on a screen. And you can then again choose how do you want to see the content. And what I was saying is the beauty of the WebEx is in this possibility to enable someone to attend without having any kind of application. So you can join just through a web browser. So this is interesting when you are a faculty, a university, and when you are delivering the sessions to remote participants, to students. So there is no need for IT staff from the faculty to do anything on a student PC or mobile device. So students just need to click the web link, or if they're using the mobile devices, they need to install WebEx application from Apple or Google App Store. And there is also an option like if you are maybe organizing some lecturing in some big meeting room, and you would like to extend this not only to your students, but if you want to go over the social media, this is also possible. So there is integration with Facebook Live. So if you're organizing something at the faculty and there is some presentation, some event, you can have Cisco telepresence devices involved in this meeting, and then you can easily, because this is a WebEx meeting, you can easily stream this through social network, through Facebook Live. It is also possible for those maybe who are interested in 3D animation and 3D design, and this is also possible to have 3D pictures. And if you're using iOS devices, you can share 3D objects, and so that the remote participant can see those 3D objects like they really exist. So for example, in this case, on this picture, we can see a bridge, and so you can like put a bridge on a table and go around with a mobile phone around this bridge, and the remote party will see this bridge from different angles, like it is really there, but it's not, of course. And it is also, I forgot to mention, when you have many people in the meeting, so maybe you have someone who is doing the presentation, and then of course you have students asking questions, and then the video is always coming from the active speaker. So maybe in this case, for example, let me see. Okay, so for example, we have here Dragana. So now you all see me, but because I'm the active speaker, I'm speaking. But you can also choose to pin a specific person. So maybe you are not interested in looking all the time at me. So even I'm the active speaker, you can look at someone else. So you can pin a specific person and look at that person. And what we are also doing is to make this organizing the meeting as simple as possible. So if we are organizing a meeting, I show you an option to like use the web page or to schedule a meeting, or you can simply use your personal meeting details, which are always the same. So you can even have that as part of your email signature. But there is also a possibility to do this what you see on a slide, and this means when you schedule a WebEx meeting, when you use the Outlook, for example, when you're creating an invite, you can specify that this in a location field. You can say that this is going to be at WebEx or at Meet, and the system will automatically add your meeting details to participants. So let me maybe show you how is this done. Just a second. So if I go, let me start my Outlook. Just a second. So if I go here to this is my Outlook. So I can let's plan a meeting here. Let's plan a meeting, and this is going to be a test meeting. This is going to be, oops, sorry. This is going to be a test meeting, and I will invite Mladen, for example, and what I will just say here, we will meet at WebEx. We will meet at WebEx. So this is all what I'm going to do. So I'm just sending an invitation to Mladen, and let's see what will happen. So this is the invite I have just created, the green one here. So as you can see, it is empty now. I don't have anything here, but if we wait for a minute, what will happen? So WebEx services are right now integrated with Exchange server, and Exchange server will populate here my meeting details, so that when this invite goes to Mladen, he will see all the information needed to attend this meeting. Here you go. So you see now, this is what Mladen will get. So automatically all of these details are there. So Mladen can join either just for simple click here, or if he's using a telepresence device, he can use this address to call from telepresence device. Or if he is using a Skype for Business client, so that this is going to be address that he needs to dial to join this specific meeting. So as you can see, it's very simple to use meetings like to organize meetings like if you have this type of integration. And what is also interesting is when you are a professor, and when you want to join a specific meeting, you might have, as we discussed, as you can see on the picture, you can have some telepresence devices. And then it's always, even though it's just like you need to dial address, you know, some name at webex.com, etc. It's not so complicated. So we are trying to make this even more simpler. So on the telepresence devices, you have an option to invite telepresence device in a meeting. And when you invite a telepresence device in a meeting, the telepresence device will know in which meeting it needs to participate, and then you will see, then you will have this big green button, join. So we have on a telepresence, I will show you later, so we have something like an iPad, we have a touch screen which is standing on a table or somewhere close to a telepresence device. So when you enter the meeting room from where you need to connect using your telepresence device, all you need to do is just simple press this big green button and the telepresence device will go in a specific meeting. So it's very, very, very simple to use. And this is the example that I was doing when it comes to this at WebEx, where you can use at WebEx to simply schedule a WebEx meeting. And when you're using a WebEx, it means that actually you can start the WebEx from the environment you're using. So it's not only a Microsoft Exchange server, it can be Office 365 in the cloud, it can be a Google Calendar, or even if you're using other messaging, team messaging applications like Slack and Microsoft Teams, it is also possible to start WebEx meeting from those environments. And if you're using learning management systems like Canvas or others, and we will speak in details about this later, you can also start a WebEx meeting. Or even if you have if you're using a car, then there is also in some integration for Android used in cars that you can also start WebEx meeting from your car. And when it comes to, I know that faculties are always having a problem, like big number of students, maybe a large network, and then a small IT team who needs to manage everything, and then you are introducing like a new service that now needs to be managed as well. So I just wanted to show you an example how this is managed. When, for example, to manage the WebEx, you just need to enable a user to use a WebEx and to use telepresence devices in a cloud. It's very simple. So I can show you that now. But before I do that, just wanted to say that if we have a telepresence devices, so it means devices which are used for video conferencing, those devices, they need to register somewhere. One option would be to use the Cisco on-prem infrastructure, but then it means this might be the administrative, the new administration that your IT needs to be involved in. And the easiest and the most simple way would be to use the cloud services. So let me just show you in a minute how this management looks like. So if you so this is the admin page of the WebEx, and I will log in with my credentials. Okay, so I have one WebEx organization where I'm the administrator for telepresence devices that we have in Cisco offices here in Belgrade. You see, I have some telepresence devices here in Belgrade, in Sarajevo, Banja Luka, Skopje. And so when it comes to users, actually I have only myself right now, but it's very simple. If you have a user, you just enable services here, and that's it. So nothing else. It's very, very simple. You enable WebEx Teams or WebEx meeting services, and it's very simple. That's all you need to do. And if you want to create to add a new telepresence device in a meeting, for example, let's say we have a new device which will be, for our friends from Austria, let's say Vienna. So let's say we have a new place which is in Vienna, and I will just say that I am adding the new device, and that's it. This is all I need to do. So when you start a telepresence device, when you open a new telepresence device from the box, the telepresence device will, and when you connect it, so the telepresence device will ask you, do you want to register this device to a cloud or to some on-prem infrastructure? So if you say, I want to register this telepresence device to a cloud, this is what you do. You just enter the 16-digit codes, and that's it. And when you do that, you can you get a telepresence device, and that's it. For example, if you look, for example, this one, so it gets the SIP URI that you need to dial, and that's it. So nothing else. So this was just, I wanted to show you how it is easy to introduce a telepresence device, which you will need if you're organizing some teaching, some session in a meeting room. You cannot have only a professor in front of the PC, so you need to have some telepresence device which is covering this meeting room, so that remote participants can see the presenter. Okay. So we have what I was discussing so far is so what I was discussing so far, it was a WebEx meeting, which is usually more than enough for needs that we see, but we have a special, let's say, a flavor of WebEx, which is a WebEx training center, and this is used if you want some nice training features, then you would use not WebEx meetings but WebEx training center. This means that, for example, if I have one session organized today, we can be in this training environment, but let's say we have a break, and after the break we can break in a different meeting rooms, and I, as a host, can jump from one meeting room to another, and I can go back and we can go all back to a main meeting, and then organizing the exams and this type of stuff. So this can be done through WebEx Training Center, which is also possible and used by the education institutions. So this was WebEx to organize a meeting, and of course I forgot to mention, yeah, we have a recording available. So whenever you have a meeting, when a professor is doing something, you can record this and you can provide this link to students so that they can see what was going on if they missed the session, the class. So any questions so far? No? So okay, one question from here in Belgrade.
Let's say I'm a professor and I told my students that they do not to come to our premises and they can join WebEx using WebEx to our lectures. So, do they have to pay anything to use WebEx to join this session or not? Is there any cost for students to join this?
So the question was, maybe for those on the remote sites who didn't hear well, so the question is, if we have a teacher who is doing a presentation, and this is a WebEx meeting, so that students from home can attend remotely, do these students from home, do they need to pay anything? And the answer is no. The WebEx is licensed from those who are organizing the meeting. So only those who are organizing the meeting, they need to be licensed to organize the meeting. Whoever is participating in the meeting, he doesn't, of course, need to pay anything. To be honest, I didn't plan to speak about commercial stuff. But I can say, just in this moment, I can say that when it comes to Cisco, this WebEx solution in education, there is a specific program where actually only if this is a service for university, only the faculty staff and the teachers, they need to be licensed. And all the students can get the host license as well, but for free. And even the teachers and the faculty staff, the price for them is like 15 times less than a usual commercial price. So if someone is really interested in this commercial stuff, I can maybe speak about this at the end. But the Cisco has a special offer for education, and it's very, from the price perspective, it is very, very attractive, because you can say, I need just like, I have 100 faculty staff, and I have, so you will pay this small price for 100 host licenses. And if you have 5,000 students, for example, they will have all services for free. And they will have all licenses, all subscription, everything will be for free. Okay, any, maybe some additional question? No? Okay, so we can go further. So one thing is, we have a class, we have a meeting, and it was done through WebEx meeting. But what about the collaboration after the meeting? Or maybe what about the collaboration before the meeting? So maybe the teacher wants to send some materials to students before the meeting, or after the meeting we want to have a collaboration between professor and the students, or students, etc. So that's why we have something which is called WebEx Teams. So, and this is a service which is enabling this team collaboration, and it is used for sending messages, voice, video communication, for whiteboarding, and we can have third-party application integrated with this, etc. So maybe I think it would be, this is how WebEx Teams looks like, but I think it's better if I just show you this, how it looks from my PC, because you will have, I think, a better idea how it is used. So this is again WebEx Teams. WebEx Teams can be used from web browser, or it can be used from your mobile devices, or you can use it. You can use it from your your PC. So so this is just let me disconnect this one. So this is my WebEx Teams application where, so as you can see, the idea here is you have special meeting rooms or spaces. Let's say we look at this Ask Jabber space, and here, as you can see, people can send messages and send files, do some whiteboarding, etc. And if you look here, for example, so as you can see, this is an internal Cisco space with more than 1,000 people in this space. And let me move this. And so I can easily add new people here if needed. But I can access, if I go here to files, I can access the files that were uploaded to this space. So here, and also, of course, if there was some whiteboarding, I can access whiteboarding as well. And there is also an option to meet with all of these people, but I'm not the owner of this space, so that's why I don't have that option here. But if I go to my space where I'm the owner, so here you can see I can if I click meet, everyone who is a member of this space will get the invite to join the space, to join the online meeting, because even here we can meet in a specific place. Because if you look here, if I click to meeting, you see here I also have the meeting link and the link if I would like to join with telepresence device. So this is also possible to join a specific place here. And I can organize my. It is not only to have spaces and then people in the spaces. You can have teams organized, and then for example, this is East Europe Collaboration team, and here I have in this team we have one, let's say, a general space, but then we have a specific, for example, for Serbia or Slovenia, we have specific spaces in this team where members of the team can join a specific space. This client can be also used for calling another WebEx Teams participant, or it can be used for calling video telepresence devices. So you can use this to call some telepresence device as well. And yeah, it's maybe it's not focused in this session, but even there is an option to integrate WebEx Teams with IP telephony infrastructure, so that you can, from a WebEx Teams as a cloud client, you can exit and you can call someone in a public switch telephone network. So you can place a PSTN call. So, for example, maybe I can try if I dial 9 for exit and then 195. It's just a service here in Serbia to get the service for what is the time. The telecom will tell you.
MTS, servis tačnog vremena. Sinhronizacija vremena se vrši po zvučnom signalu na 10 sekundi.
So that was a call I placed to Telecom Serbia to just hear what is the current time. So so as you can see, it's also possible to make integration to IP telephony. So in case some faculty staff would have this type of client, so when they are traveling abroad, they can use this client to exit the local network in specific country through local gateway. So it means no long distance charges on the phone bills. And of course, there is this integration with calendar where you have your meetings. You can see your meetings here. But what is nice about this is that this platform is giving students and professors a way to communicate. So because you see, you can let's create here a space. I can say so if I make here collaboration tools in education space, I can invite, for example, Mladen here for the beginning, and that's it. So you see, I just created a space where I have Mladen here, and I can let's say I can upload some documents here. Let me see. Just to find something I can. So this is the PDF file that I can upload to this space. I can say then I can access it. Of course, I can say hello, and now Mladen, as a member of this team, can see this space as well. All he needs to have is a WebEx Teams application to be able to use this. What is also very interesting about this? Okay. So what is okay? So let me go back. So Mladen is there. Can you maybe write something to us to see? So I just saw that Mladen is now in this space, and you will now see the preview. This is the preview of the file I uploaded to the space. Okay, you see now the Mladen is typing. We see here that he is typing something. So yeah, if you're students, so you would know if you ask something to a teacher, you will see that the teacher is starting to write something. So what is interesting about what is interesting about WebEx App Hub? So what is interesting about bots is about WebEx Teams is that there are a number of different ways how you can use this, because there are many integrations and bots that you can use together with WebEx Teams. So you can see here some of the bots and integration. For example, the box integration allows you to say, if there is any conversation in this specific space, I would like it to be saved as a text file in my box folder on a specific folder, etc. Or you can integrate. You can say, if someone accessed my box folder, I want to see it in WebEx Teams or my Dropbox folder. Or you have for example, if I go here, you have like you have a weather bot. So if I type Belgrade, the weather bot should come up with a weather forecast for Belgrade. So this is type of bots that you can use. So for example, maybe there is for Cisco partners and Cisco internal people, we have this Sales Connect space where, for example, I can have a bot which can look for something I'm searching for. For example, let's say I'm looking for WebEx in education. I'm looking for some materials, and here it goes. So this bot can search for me and can provide me links to access this material. Or you can have a bot. You can have an IoT bot. You can have, let's say, as something which might be interesting in faculty. You have a large, let's say, a meeting room, and you might have sensors for smoke, and if the sensor detects a smoke, that IoT device, its sensor, can send information, and through REST API, we can get that information from that device to a specific WebEx Teams space, where the WebEx Teams space knows who needs to be informed, and we can automatically create a space with information. There is a smoke alarm in meeting room number 10, and we can organize the people who needs to be involved in this to see what's going on, to double check what's going on, and to do something. Or you can have, like, you know, when you are in a university and you have the administration, there is always a need to ask some things for students. This can be optimized because you can have a simple chat bots which can ask students some things, and you have this, so it can be used like that. So maybe just this has nothing to do with education, but just as an example, I created the bot. This bot is called Autoput. Autoput in Serbian means highway. So if you say pomoć, or if you say help, the bot will come up with the information. Although this is in Serbian, sorry, will come what he can do. And in this particular case, this bot can, because from I think it was last year, when here in Serbia, if you're driving on a highway between two toll stations, they are calculating your average speed. And if you're above the average speed, you need to pay, right? You get a ticket on your home address, and you need to pay. So if I type Belgrade, for example, and Subotica, which is a town in north of Serbia, the bot will come with the information. What is the distance between those two towns, and what is the minimum time you need to be on the road to avoid to pay a ticket for driving too fast. So this is just one example how this can be used. Okay. So, do we have some questions, or we can go further? There is when it comes to integration, there is a page if this then that. There is a page, for example, if this then that. I'm not sure if you're aware of this web page, where this is a web page for like hundreds of services where you can integrate one with another. One of the services you can integrate is WebEx Teams. So there are many options what you can do. Very nice things that you can easily do. So okay. So there is also an option if you're using WebEx Teams And if you have a Microsoft Office 365 environment in the cloud, there is an option to now to do integration with OneDrive, which means that if, for example, you have a group of people working on some project, doing some research, so you can have these documents, you can have files in a OneDrive in the cloud, but you can use WebEx Teams as a place where you collaborate, where you send the information, you meet with the people, and from this WebEx Teams space, you can access the files, and you can edit and change the files. The files actually are staying at a Microsoft cloud, but it seems like they are in a WebEx Teams, but they are actually not. So this is nice that you actually can integrate files in your environment where you're doing the collaboration, and you can edit, change these files, and multiple people can work on the same file. That's also nice. And if you're using Microsoft Office, then this is also coming with the possibility to have WebEx Teams as a team collaboration client integrated into the Microsoft Office applications. This is also this will come soon. This is not yet available. So, any question before we go to now speak about WebEx board and telepresence devices and what we can do with them? Okay, I hope everything is okay on remote sites. So, so this is the portfolio of Cisco devices, WebEx board and telepresence devices, which can be used in education. And let me try to explain what do we have here. So first of all, on the top of this page, you see WebEx board. These are the devices which are telepresence devices, but it is interesting that actually you can use them as a whiteboard, so you can write on them. And then below you see this room kit codecs are used as a telepresence device that you connect to some existing LCD that the university has, or you use the integrated platforms which are coming with the screens integrated from Cisco. And the one you can see here, DX80, is a personal telepresence device, and here in this room we have right now one DX80. So let's go into the details. So the WebEx boards are devices which can be used for whiteboarding. So this is interesting if you have a room where you're organizing some sessions for students. The professors can write on these WebEx boards, and what is interesting is actually that you can, when you write something, you can save these whiteboards in a specific space. So if you have students, sometimes when you are a student, you are focused on listening to what the teacher is saying, but at the same time you want to write in your notebook everything what is written on a table. And this is good because actually, the teacher can just write on this whiteboard, and at the end he can just say save, and then this is saved in a specific space. So it means if I have for example, one specific class about a specific topic, I can have a professor and a student in this class, and I can have a class created in a WebEx Teams. So when the teacher is in the classroom, he can join this space from his PC or mobile device. So let me show actually how or maybe just to show you how the WebEx boards looks like, and then I will just try to explain you from the demo. So the idea about WebEx boards is that instead of having a projector, some standard telepresence device, and a whiteboard, we can change all of this with just one device, which is actually doing three things. One thing is it is used as a telepresence device because it has integrated camera and integrated microphones. So you just put it in a room and it works like a telepresence device. Then it can be used like a wireless projector because there is a possibility to integrate your PC with this device so that you don't need any cable. So normally you can use HDMI cable to connect your PC to this device to do a screen sharing, but every Cisco telepresence device, including WebEx board, has something which is called proximity feature. Proximity means that telepresence devices are sending ultrasound, which is above 20 kilohertz, so we cannot hear it, but our devices, so PCs, phones, and tablets, can hear this ultrasound and can pair with a telepresence device. That's why I said those devices can hear it. So in order to be able to hear it, your microphone must not be muted. So this is very often people make mistake about this. So you must unmute your microphone to hear the sound from telepresence device. And once you get paired, then through the internet, through the network, you can do wireless sharing. So for example, just to show you on my PC, so this is a WebEx Teams. So you see here I have I have this. Okay, so I would need to disconnect from this. Just a second. We can maybe do a demo. So just for those on a remote from the remote locations. So we have here. This is one WebEx board device that we have here in Belgrade. So if I go here, you see I have this option to share my screen on this device. But let's not share it because I'm already on a projector here, so I don't need to do that. But that would be possible. Or the other thing is that if you are in a specific space, let me go to the space that we created a few minutes ago. So if I go to this space, I can say, open this space on a WebEx device. So you see what I did now. I just so imagine I'm the professor. So I just entered the room and I used my PC to connect to the device. And for example, here's the document. So I can use this document that we shared before. So it's 9 megabytes. So you see. So this is the document which we uploaded in a space, and I'm using this document now on a WebEx board. So you see, it's very easy to use this device and to work on some documents. And I can do whiteboarding. So I have a pen here, and I can choose the color. I'm doing here some drawing, I don't know, or maybe I'm doing something, I don't know, you know, some stuff from the chemical, right? This is how it is called. Amoic and H3. You know, I'm doing some stuff from chemical stuff, and we can see this, and I can save this, and I can see this actually saved. So this is saved to a space. So if I close this space, if I go out from here, and if we go back, so if we go back in this space, we should see now this this whiteboarding. So here you see. So here it is. So that's why it's very nice for professors and for professors and students, that this can be an option to like easily to have whiteboarding services, and whiteboards are staying in a space and can be used later, and everyone. And so it's very. I think it's simple to use. So one thing was using it a telepresence device. Another thing was using as a remote projector, and the third thing was using it as a whiteboard. Let's try maybe we can do that as well. Just a second. I didn't test it if this is working or not, but let's see. So we have this. I hope you can see this telepresence, this WebEx device here. So what? We can do now is for example, I can call from here. I can call. So let's try to place. This is a video call. So from this telepresence device, from this WebEx board, I just placed the call, and this is my friend from Norway. Hello, could you please do a little demo for us here in Belgrade and in the region?
I also have Tobias joining me shortly. The view you see from this room is a typical view from a video conferencing room where a user don't really know.
Thank you. Bye. Sorry, this was a joke. Sorry, this was not live. This was a recording. This was not live. So that was just an example of how we can place a video call from this device, and this was a recorded session. It was not live. We will later we can try to do the same thing. This was a demo to demo a RoomKit device, and here in Belgrade office we have a similar telepresence device. So if we have time, we can do this demo later just to show how it looks like. Okay. And we have there are three options. There are WebEx boards with 55, 70, and 85 inch. I just this morning here we have this projector, and in December I ordered one WebEx board 85 for our office, and this morning I heard that it is on the custom, so we'll have it soon here in Cisco office in Belgrade. And there are different mounting options, right, for this WebEx board. But what is interesting is that you can use, so you can do a whiteboarding on this WebEx board. If you're using a telepresence device, this is a picture in the middle, which doesn't support whiteboarding on a screen, you are paired with your, let's say, tablet, and you can still do the whiteboarding. Or if you have this personal telepresence device, which is right now in front of me, you can use this personal telepresence device, which has touch screen, and you can do the whiteboarding. So this is nice. So for every type of an environment. So, and what is the WebEx board use cases? What are the WebEx board use cases in education? So the first thing, as I said, is the wireless sharing from PC. So the professor just comes into the room and he can easily do the wireless sharing. So, you know, he doesn't need to worry about if it is a VGA or HDMI cable. And then if he's doing some whiteboarding, the whiteboarding is saved in a WebEx Teams Spaces. And I forgot to mention, you can annotate, you can draw something on a presentation. So if you open a presentation from a space, it is not only that you're looking at the presentation, you can draw on this presentation as well. And it is also possible, I didn't mention this, it is not only like to do this remote sharing on a screen. If you have a PC or mobile phone, etc., they all get connected to the screen. So what you can do is you can share, and you can open a specific space, but you can also control this WebEx board device. So it means if this is my mobile phone, so here I can use this mobile phone to call whatever I want, but I will say, don't use my mobile phone for placing a call, use this WebEx board device. And so you see me a few minutes ago, I was typing on a WebEx board. Normally, you don't need to use that. So you sit somewhere in the room, and you just use your device to call someone. And when we, so this was a WebEx board, which can be used for whiteboarding, telepresence, etc. But then we have a number of different Cisco telepresence devices, which can be used in different environments, in different meeting rooms. And you can go to this nice page, projectworkspace.cisco.com, where you can see different workplaces, different meeting rooms, where you can see and get idea how this can be used. Maybe one example which is very nice for education is this one. This is maybe a typical, maybe a small classroom where how do we organize this? So you see here in the middle we have Cisco codec together with it doesn't matter what is the name, etc. But the idea here in the middle you have two cameras. So when you have this situation where you have a local presenter in this room, so the local presenter has a PC connected to a big screen, and the students in the class, they can see the presentation. The two cameras in the middle, they are used to get the pictures, to get the video from the students in the room. But for the teacher, we are using the camera you see on the right, totally on the right side. There is one camera which is getting the video from the presenter. And if we are in such situation where where the presenter is on a remote location, we will see the presentation on this smaller screen in the middle, and the presentation will go on a bigger screen. So this is, you know, the reason for using this third camera on a wall from the right side is because you cannot use these two cameras to get the video from the presenter, because you will get his back. You will look at the back of the presenter. So this is why we have these options. We have one device, but we're using multiple cameras to have the best experience. And of course, you can use this if you are not in a video conference, you can just use as a local screen, and that's it. And we have this also for presenter track with a specific telepresence device, which is called S680. This is nice for larger rooms where you see the big screen here, those lines, the big screen is what the cameras can get. And then you define this trigger zone. Trigger zone on the left side, where you see a PC standing on the left side, so presenter just needs to stand on this, and it is the green lines. You see the green lines on the left. So presenter just needs to stay there for a few seconds, and the cameras are detecting that he's a presenter, and then he's moving on the stage, left, right. But we have this, which is called presenter area. So, and the cameras are automatically shifting this presenter area, looking at him, how he is moving. So this is nice when you are organizing a lecture from the large meeting room. You don't need to have someone who is moving cameras. Everything is happening automatically. And this is the, each Cisco telepresence device has this touch 10 device, which is a small touch screen, which looks like some tablet. And from this device, you are controlling actually the telepresence device. But you can also, this is also possible to integrate this with lighting, with the projector, with windows, etc., with the curtains on the window. So you can, if you have such centralized system, you can control everything from this device. So I can turn on the projector, I can turn on or off the lights in the room, etc. Everything from this device. And then we have those systems with screens integrated from Cisco, or we have this option to use existing screens, and then we just use the codecs. We use the codecs, and depending on the size of the room, the size of the table, etc., there are different telepresence devices which can be used. And this is interesting thing. Actually, we have this, for example, the smaller telepresence device, the room kit, and all of them, they have this feature. What you see here is that actually they have now fixed camera. So the camera is looking at the whole meeting room. But camera can detect who is the active speaker, because we have special microphones which are just looking at who is speaking. Those microphones are not picking up the voice. We have different microphones for that. So these microphones are just looking from which direction the sound is coming. And we have, of course, camera, which is looking at the motion. And by having these two information, we know who is speaking. And then we are just cutting this piece of the video in software, and we are sending to a remote party, to remote participants. And you also have people count. So if you are an administrator, if you had a telepresence device, if you have classes, then at the end of the month, you know in a specific class how many students attended this class, or how many researchers, etc., or how the meeting rooms are utilized with the telepresence devices. So you have all these analytics you have. And there are also cameras with, and there are also, the previous slide was about one camera, and this is a quad camera, which actually has 4 cameras. So you have one main camera, just like in previous case, and you have 3 additional cameras, where the one camera is looking at the left side, one camera is looking at the right side, and one camera is looking deep at the far end. So you have streams coming from 4 cameras, and you are deciding which camera will be used, and which part of that camera will be used as well. So, and at the end, so you can have a large meeting room, many people speaking, and you have automatic system which automatically detects who is speaking and is sending a video from a specific area to a remote party, that those who are on the remote side can see this. So if maybe I can go now. Maybe we can do, let me see the timing. So I think we are fine with the time. So maybe I can do a little demo. I can join this meeting from a telepresent device here. But let me first check if this room is. I reserved the room, but I'm not sure if maybe someone is in the room. So let me just see if someone is in the room, and maybe I can have one volunteer to come with me. Give me a 30 seconds. We will try to call you from another room where we will try to demo this. Okay? Let's try. So, hello. I hope you can see us now from this. So you see, there are both of us. We are here at this meeting room. And if I try, let me try to maybe. So I'm speaking right now. If I'm trying to stand up, imagine I have something here. I'm drawing something here on some whiteboard. So you see now the camera has automatically focused on me, and you're just looking at me right now. So now I will ask Mladen to start speaking. Mladen, can you start speaking?
Yes, of course, I can say something just to check. Is it working or not?
Yeah, you see. So you see the camera flips to change the down. Now I'm sitting down, and you see it changed. So the camera is cutting the video of the participant who is the active speaker, as you can see. Okay. Any comment about this? Any question? Because before we move back to the main meeting room, any question? No question. Okay. See you in a few seconds. So let me just call from this device once again, so that you can see the guys who are sitting here. Just a second. Okay, so this is just to have this. I muted it just to avoid any echo. I will turn on this at the end so that you can see local people here as well. Okay, then very often, maybe I can show you. So you see, my phone is in this meeting as well, paired with a WebEx board, I think. So you see, if I change the slide on my PC, everything is changed on my phone as well. So I'm looking like I have several screens looking at the same content here right now. So what we also see is very often it's not like anymore that you need to have some regular meeting room. You know, people meet everywhere, and this is what we call like huddle spaces. You know, where you just the ad hoc meeting, you just sit somewhere, and for small places, and for this type of scenarios, we have this what is called the Room Kit Mini. It is the smallest telepresence device, which is just 60 centimeters width, and it has normally, you know, these small telepresence devices, they have this horizontal field of view about 80 degrees, but in this case we have actually field of view. In this case, this horizontal field of view is actually 120 degrees. So the camera is getting everything in an angle 120 degrees. So it means that you can sit very close to the device, and it is used in a for small places where you shouldn't be more than 3 meters away from the camera. And but it's very interesting, a small device that you can use. And what is interesting about this device, and it is only this device has this, no other Cisco device has this, it is the possibility to use this device as a web camera. So you know, you can have whatever software application you want, whatever collaboration client, you just connect this to your PC through USB, and you connect through HDMI to a screen, and you have a simple solution. Okay. So when you are controlling the device, so as I said, you have two options. One is to use this Touch 10, which is kind of a tablet on a table, or you're using your mobile phone or your PC to control telepresence device. And of course, when it comes to microphones, all of these telepresence devices, they have possibility to connect the external microphone, which you can put on a table, or some telepresence devices which are used for a larger meeting room. They can also have microphones which are put on the top of in a room, so that they are getting the sound from above, so that you don't need to put like any microphones on a table. That is all or you can combine these two things together. What is also interesting about these devices is the user experience, because this ultrasound technology, this proximity feature that I was explaining, which enables this wireless connection with telepresence devices, is also used for like detecting a person which is coming into the room. So normally all of these telepresence devices, they go in a let's call it standby mode, but when you enter the room, even though, so you might produce some sound, you might do something like this, but even you don't need to do that. When you enter the room with your body, you are changing the acoustics in the room, and the telepresence devices detect that there is a change in the room, because they are always sending this ultrasound and receiving it back. So even if you are, so I tried this many times. So I was like, no, I was very quiet entering the room. There is no way you can cheat them. So they detect your body. Okay, maybe I'm tall, maybe because of that. But basically, they're detecting that you're in the room, and they are going away from this standby mode, and they are coming up. And if you have like your mobile phone with you, you have or your PC, so you have your WebEx Teams application, so they will pair with this application, and they will know who you are. So they will say, hello, Aleksandar. My name is Aleksandar. So they will say, hello, Aleksandar. So it's a nice user experience that devices can detect and welcome you when you're entering the room. And this is for administrators. So if you are an IT administrator in some university and you have remote branches, you can have telepresence devices in remote locations, but you can have this remote monitoring option where you can access the telepresence device through a web interface, and you can see how it looks, what is the video, what is the white balance, etc., how it does look if something needs to be changed. And if you have you may have a situation where you don't need a telepresence device, you just need a simple solution for screen sharing. So this is an option. This is a small device which is called the Cisco WebEx Share, and I can share it. I can show it so you can see how it looks like. So it's very small. So this device you connect to HDMI port of the screen, any screen that you have, and then you just need to have an option. There are different options. Either you are doing the power can come through power over Ethernet directly from the power socket, or you can have some you can have some power injector if you have an Ethernet without power over Ethernet. So this is a small device where you in this case can do the same thing. So you can still use WebEx Teams, and from WebEx Teams you can share your screen on any TV, on any screen. And if you this is one thing, and the second thing is, if you define this device as a room resource, you can, again, just like a telepresence device, you can, when you're booking the room through Outlook calendar, you will actually book this device as well. So when this device is in a meeting room, this device will also present what are the meetings scheduled for today in this room, and you will see the list of meetings on the screen. So it's also a nice way to know who scheduled a meeting and who reserved the room. Okay, and now when it comes to learning management integration, so it is possible. So learning management systems are the systems like Moodle, Canvas, where I guess you know this better than me, but these are the platforms which enable all the things that you normally see at the university, where the class is like created, and then the students, etc. The learning management system can be integrated with the WebEx Teams and WebEx Meetings, and we have third-party integrations. But from like recently, I think it was just a few months ago, Cisco came up also with a WebEx Education Connector, which enables direct integration between WebEx Teams, and WebEx Meeting, together with a learning management system. And this is very, very nice. What does this mean? So I will go through slides. So this is just one third-party solution, which is creating integration with different learning management systems. You can see on the YouTube some details about this. We have details about how the third-party tool can be used to integrate Moodle and WebEx as well. And this is, for example, Cisco WebEx Board and Canvas LMS integration. In this case, you can simply, when you are creating a class, you can create, you are defining who is the professor, who are the students, and you can automatically create, or the system will automatically create, when you define students and professor for a specific class, the system will automatically create WebEx Teams space, so that in this space, which is actually integrated in a learning management system, the students and the professors can collaborate. So this is what is normally missing. Those learning management systems, they don't have this team collaboration component. By doing this integration, the professors and the students, they don't need to use WebEx Teams. It will be integrated in LMS. So they are using the platform that they are used to use, and we have this kind of integration. And for example, what we discussed earlier, so when the professor is doing some whiteboarding, it will be available in a WebEx Teams space, but it will be also available in the LMS. So that's the nice thing. So imagine the students have the LMS for where they got everything what was the whiteboarding from the class. Or there is another example that you can go to look, and this is the Cisco WebEx Education Connector. So this is coming directly from Cisco. So here you can see Canvas, Moodle, Blackboard. There's options that you can directly from the cloud integrate with your learning management system. And this is example for Canvas. Example with Canvas, where when it comes to WebEx Teams, once you do this type of integration, here you see three options. You can use this WebEx Teams, so it means now I'm having the team collaboration inside of my LMS. So I have the options for students and professors to collaborate here, or I have this WebEx Meetings page where if I go there, I can schedule a WebEx meeting from LMS. So I don't need to teach professors to use any of the options I described earlier. They can use the LMS that they're using. Or the third option is office hours. So this is like a free slots that professors have. So students can grab a specific free slot, and then they can have consultation, they can have a meeting, either a physical one or... So I have some people smiling here saying that this is not a good option. Okay, so forget about it. This is not possible. I'm just kidding. And so if you're interested to learn more about this LMS integration, I just put this additional slide with many details. You can see on YouTube some examples how is this achieved and example how is this used. Okay, so for the end, I will go just through some use cases. Basically, what we discussed so far is like if you use this technology, if you use telepresence, WebEx, right? You can have this distance education. You can attract students from remote towns. You can have people who are normally not able to attend. Maybe they're working and they can attend in some different time. So this is all. Everything is possible with this technology. So if you have like this is just an interesting example. You know that you can for a few dollars you can buy this microphone lens for let's say iPhone, and then if you have a lens on an iPhone, it can be used as a microscope, and iPhone is in a WebEx meeting, so it means like you know, if someone is like using a microscope, the remote participant can see this as well. Or team-based work groups, team collaboration. This is for the kids, and this is the real example. This is an example of University of Wisconsin, Whitewater. It's not. I had the chance to because I was a former basketball player, so I played basketball at University of Wisconsin Milwaukee, but this is a different university. So basically here you see like what this can be used. So you can, as we discussed earlier, and these are the real examples from the real scenario where everything what the teacher was doing the whiteboarding is saved in a specific space. Then a student can ask, after the class, the student can ask a question that the professor will provide an answer, or we can have an individual consultation between professor and the student. And of course, if you provide such an environment, it is very often it is normal for students to interact in between them. So one student can help another student. Or you can have some informal chat about something which is not related to school, to classes, and the student interaction. So there are many things that the student should organize between themselves. So this platform can be used for this as well. And student collaboration, of course. The students can collaborate between themselves. And I thought just to include some, maybe a few examples from this region. This is where we were involved. This is the Medical University of Varna in Bulgaria. They have about 40 Cisco telepresence devices in a campus and branches, and some in the university hospitals. And they use it for remote learning, the live session, and they're also using it to get students from the university, from the classes, to see what's going on in the hospital, even the surgery rooms, to see what's going on when there is a surgery happening, etc. One example, for example, this is an example for a very small high school, Empirica from Tuzla. It's a small town in Bosnia and Herzegovina. They're also using WebEx for years already now, and they have professors from Slovenia who are very often, connected to this from Slovenia, and they are doing a presentation for the students in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And for our friends in Austria, I know we have many. I hope that we still have many of you joined from Austria. There are many examples in Austria, as you can see. So I hope you have some experience, or maybe you heard something about those projects as well. Maybe this is also a possibility to some interaction between parents and professors, but I guess this is not a use case in higher education. This is maybe something which might make sense in elementary school, etc. And this is the automation bots and API. This is what I was speaking about for when we said about this option. We can have simply a bot. So if you define a class with students and professors, we can have a bot which will automatically create a specific WebEx team space for specific class and professor and students. Or the pull bot. So it is absolutely, so you can find this on a WebEx app hub space. So there are bots to organize poll. So if you are a teacher, if you're doing something and you want to ask students and say, okay, so who thinks what? You can easily create in 30 seconds. You can create a poll, and you can automatically see. You can give the students option to respond through WebEx Teams and see the results. And this is what I was saying about this. This is example for integration. Where from LMS the lectures are integrated in a specific space. From the LMS actually to a specific space, the information is integrated. So Martin asked me just to spend a few words about this trial. So whoever is interested, please contact Martin or myself, and I can create WebEx trial for several months. I will do the maximum which is possible, and this is just for an example for you to know how to use it. So if you're interested in this, if your email is aleksandar.vulović at some university.edu, so your login email in this service will be aleksandar.vulović, but not your university.edu, it will be ccepdemo.com. And then there is a WebEx site, and how do you access and how do you use it? So you will get an email where you define your password, and this is the most important thing to remember, is that login email is actually not your email, but this email you see you see on this web page. If you want to learn more about Cisco tools in education, this is the site you can go through, or these are the useful web links, or you can always simply visit us, either here in Belgrade or Cisco offices in other towns that we have in the region. This is a picture from kids from one elementary school when they were visiting us here in Cisco office in Belgrade, and we were speaking about this technology, and they were simply amazed with this option to see people from different towns using the telepresence devices. So basically, this was all from my side. So any questions from the remote side? So I just changed the telepresence device that we are using. So now you can see us. You can see the small group of us here in the Cisco office in Belgrade. So any feedback, any question from remote site? Marek has something to say?
I'm just interested in some case studies that I think all of us would like to consider. For example, I am professor and I have my students. I would like to have remote lectures. As I have too much students, I will mute their mics. So is there any possibility in the Cisco WebEx that they can ask me something? Also, is there a possibility if I can ask them, can they reply to my answer? And also, could I make some kind of test after the session and to acquire responses and the results?
Yes. So when you have what they did today, because we had a number of people from remote sites, I choose an option mute on entry. So they are muted on entry. I can have them muted all the time, or I can disable this unmute, but they can always for remote participants, they always have this option on a WebEx to raise the hand. There is an option to raise the hand, so you see, even though if they are all muted, if someone raises the hand, you will see that info, and you can unmute that specific person who wants to ask a question. And of course, the WebEx is always in two directions, so everyone can always not only listen but also participate, and he can be in the meeting as well, speak and do whatever he wants. And yes, if you're using this, you can have polls at the end of the meeting, and you even want to get a feedback about how was the meeting, etc. So you can have that. Or if you're using a WebEx training center, then you can have a real like exams and stuff like that.
I have another question. One of our work packages in project benefit is dealing with the new methods for teaching and learning. And one of the tasks that we would like is to have in some courses to have, let's say, video lectures or saved videos for the lecture. So I suppose it is easy to do it with sample or for WebEx.
Yeah, with WebEx, when you finish with a meeting, you end the recording, and then the recording is available from the cloud, so everyone can access it.
And one more question, it is regarding collaboration in research and the project management. As like this project, we have a lot of partners that are working practically on the same things. It is always good to have some kind of management system for the documentation and possibility that everybody work remotely on the same documents. What do you suggest as a solution for that kind of collaboration for the projects?
Yeah, I'm not an expert for document management, so I don't know. I cannot. I'm not. This is out of my scope.
Is it possible?
Yeah, but one of the examples we showed is OneDrive. This is possible. It is also possible to have when we speak about WebEx Teams, having this team collaboration client. So the integration that exists today is with Microsoft OneDrive and Microsoft Share. Yeah. So these are the two options that exist today. I'm not good expert on document management. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay. Any maybe questions from remote sites?
Are they muted?
No, they are not. Some of them are, but they can unmute themselves. They can unmute.
I hope they hear us.
Okay. Okay, in that case, thanks for coming to visit us here in the Cisco office in Belgrade, and thanks to everyone who joined from remote sites. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm a